watching entertainment tonight before I switch over to the basketball game. Guys, if you're fortunate enough for me to know who you are, and then, Ark of the Covenant, right? And for me to have spent time and taken time out of my day to acknowledge your existence and talk to you about things that concern you. How many people pray to the Ark of the Covenant daily? Jesus, why are the people getting killed in Bakaran? And why is this? And why are the children starving to death, Jesus? I think it's most likely because they're not living the commands I gave them at Calvary. What do you think? But people don't listen, right? They talk to Jesus, the Ark of the Covenant, all the time. Okay? But they choose to listen to themselves as opposed to listen to Jesus Christ of Nazareth. See, they're dressed up in all these fashion clothes and shit, right? And pretending to be something they're not for money, right? Trapped in that sin, right? And they'll sit down and go, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Okay? And like I've told you many times, Jesus will tell me, I'll talk about people and he goes, Earl, do you know who they are? No, then I don't know who they are. Okay, who's the Ark of the Covenant? Me, you, David, so on, so right. We never claim to be an omniscient, omnipotent God. We're not Harold Klemp. We're not Darwin Gross. We're not Paul Twitchell. Right. And you guys remember back that in 2017 when I challenged U.S. military intel, all these super jock perverts that are abusing me and you're a sucker, all day sucker. These people don't care about you. They won't stand up to help save your life from being tortured by perverts like us. But you'll stand up to save theirs, and they won't even help save their own lives. All right, so I told them, I said, man, in 8 months I can get myself in really good shape. And in one day you can pull your head out of your ass. And you won't. And Muhammad told me in prayer, he said, you can't try to be prophetic, or they'll do things to ruin your capacity to try to be prophetic. I wasn't trying to be prophetic. It's just that their pathetic made me prophetic. I'm the prophet. And I proved it beyond any reasonable doubts back in 2017 to the Saudi royal family, the Vatican, the Quorum of the 12, the Oval Office, Congress, the Supreme Court, Pentagon, NASA, DARPA, Homeland Security, National Security Agency, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Central Intelligence Agency, right? Okay, I proved it beyond a reasonable doubt. 8 months, I got myself in really good physical. I got down to 10% body fat, broad jump out of the ditch, all that. 51 years old, tortured with the people at the soup kitchen, chemically poisoned by legalese and linguistics. You swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of law. Your perception of law is based on money, which isn't true. So I'm under no requirement to tell you the truth. Since I believe in God, I will tell you the truth to the best of my ability. Did it there too. Okay. I am the prophet. I am the Messiah. I am the way, the truth, and the life. None other unto the faith of the Ark of the Covenant except unthrough me. And if you don't believe that, if you don't believe in Ralph Earl Parsons Jr., okay, you don't believe in Jesus, you're not standing up for the Lord's Prayer with me right now. You don't believe in Muhammad, you're not standing up for the Lord's Prayer with me right now. You don't believe in Haile Selassie, you're not standing up for the Lord's Prayer with me right now. You're a liar. You're a hypocrite and a heathen. Okay? When I give you the privilege to share our prayer publicly, so I can send out an invitation in prayer to you on this cyber prison window. Say, I want to live the Lord's Prayer with the living Messiah too. You should, better than the joy tones. So you better take advantage of this priceless opportunity. This love, this love, this love. Da 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 da. I'm not being critical of a 14-year-old young lady at the Met Gala, okay, who looks a lot like her mommy and her daddy. Like Cherry Belafonte Harper and Willow Smith and Layla Ali, right? Okay, so she looks like you can see her mommy and you can see her daddy. She looks like daddy and she looks like mommy and she's, oh my gosh, she's so mature. She's 14. Some girls mature real quickly. Okay, they mature real quickly, and Blue does. She's very mature. You can tell. I knew that when I talked to her. I said this is a very mature young woman. She's been through a lot, and she listens and she cuts through people's crap. She sits there and tries to look and see who really, I really, really care. Who's sincere? Are you sincere when you say you love me? I like to know which way to go. Anybody else like Lenny Welsh? I love Lenny Welsh. Blue does, yeah. She likes Wayne Cooper too. We know that. I like Wayne Cooper too. Wayne Cooper is one of my favorite falsetto. It's not really falsetto. I don't think it's falsetto, guys. I think that's just Wayne's voice by natural design, by choice, by how I want to sound, by how I want to sing like a bird, how I want to express myself. They had a thing on there, if Henry Winkler, the life without music would be a mistake. Well, in the beginning there was a word, so you don't say that. Okay? When a baby is born, it's singing. I love you, Mom and Dad, but I need food. It's cold out here. Hey! Crumb didn't do that. No. Crumb came out and looked around for Daddy, Noah, Emily, and Kate. Yeah, that's what he did. He came out and his eyes got widened. Where are they? And they weren't there. And I kind of like, don't worry about it. We'll get you to him soon. I could see it in his eyes. He knew it. That's the guy who talk. Yeah, I talk a lot. But yeah, so he knew. And old crummy cake. Yeah, but he did not cry. He had 4 siblings and a dad that talks a lot, making sure that he's alive and wasn't aborted. And 4 siblings that were, yeah, Natalie was more like, where's bitch, and then where's dumbass, and then and Buggy and Plim, and Buggy and Plim, Buggy's just cute, and Plim was real excited about Crumb. Okay, so that's probably he was looking for the most was where's Emily? She loves me. She's sweet. Where's sweetheart Emily and funny Noah? So he was looking for him. He knew. Okay. It's cute. It's neat the way that, it takes a village to raise a child. And then Amy, he came out in the 99th percentile. Yes, because I brought home food. I got coupons for being good customer service, coupons and coupons and coupons to Golden Corral. And then I got you, and even though Yorgev tried to use old wives' tales and whatever things to try to miscarriage the baby with the things that she was trying to eat, that he was trying to get her to eat, it didn't work. In his defense, she lied to... No, he doesn't have a defense. Okay? No. No, 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 no. Okay? He was trying to be a hero and abort the baby because I allegedly raped her, and then he used the baby to get access to the United States, which he said he didn't want because Bulgaria and Europe was better. And then when he got here, I love NASA. No. Yorgev's an asshole. Okay? Don't give Yorgev any kind of props about being anything like me, because he's not. Okay? If Yorgev can sit there and say, surely this man is the Messiah and I'm John Wayne on the greatest story ever told. If he can't do that, he needs to go sing rock songs about turning pigs loose in a mosque, because that's what he did. Okay? And sat and told Amy while he'd watch my videos and say, Ralph doesn't get it. We have these gypsies here in Bulgaria. We've given them homes and stuff like that, and they still can't comply and act the way they should. And the Muslims are this way and that way and yada, yada, yada. And he doesn't know what these people are like. And you know what I'm like. And you see the things that I see. And do you hear what I hear? Said the night lamb to the little lamb, right? I have a greater perspective on what's happening to people, how it's happening to people, and why it's happening to people than Yorgev ever had a day in his life, and his King Crumb of Bulgaria. He's not like King David. That's why I was pissed, because I wanted to name Crumb after King David. I didn't get to. But that's all right. I looked around and found true love. It was already there. Okay. And I'm okay with crummy cake because that I like you call him my crummy cake. Okay. I was just nervous kids would make fun of him in school because they called him Crumb. I think it would be a lot easier being named David Paul Parsons than Crummy Hugo Fabre. That was just my perspective. You know, boy named Sue, right? So I don't think you should send kids in with a bunch of bullies to make them tough. I think you should get them ready for bullies. Your name's Corey Evan Bowen, and all the homophobes are going to give you shit, so you be ready for it because I love you, right? Like I did with Corey Evan Bowen, right? And everybody loves Corey Evan Bowen, right? Well, one of my dynasty here is with Demi. And the little now she's like probably Blue Ivy Carter's size and age. Picture of Michelle's granddaughter. Yeah, I don't know if she's that old. I don't know how many years ago it was that I downloaded that picture, and when Demi loaded it to her Facebook. I'm not sure. I can't tell you, but I'm sure it was quite a while ago because I think they kicked me off Facebook about 5-6 years ago. Okay, so at the very least, she's about 18 months there. So at the very least, she's probably about 7 or 8 years old right now. Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. I've heard some people say, but if all I've been is fun, then baby, let me go. Don't want to be in your way. And I don't want to be your second choice. Don't want to be just your friend. You keep telling me that you're not in love. Want to throw it all away. My mom really loved that song, yeah. But I can't stay away from you. I don't want to let you go. And though it's killing me, that's true. There's just some things I can't control. Your love is slipping through my hands. Anybody else love that song? Yeah. No auto-tune. This is just Earl trying hard to sing. I'm just kidding around, man. But, and I've heard it all before. No, you're telling me the truth. I know it's just no use, but I can't stay away from you. It's a good tune, yeah. I was trying to sound a little bit more like Gloria Estefan, but I can't do that because she's, oh my gosh, I love her voice. I love it too. Oh my gosh, you too? I love her voice. Oh, I just adore her voice. It's one of my favorites. Mi Tierra, yeah, I love that album too. That's such a good album. That's like one of my favorite albums. Mine too. Oh my gosh. Con los años que me quedan. I love that song too. What's your favorite? God, it's hard to pick a favorite. I like Patrick likes Valores. You'll be back. Con los años que me quedan. You'll be back. What else? That's a good album. I like Tus Ojos. Tus Ojos. Yeah, that's a good one. You'll be back. And Mi Bien Amor. Yeah, that's a damn good song. Damn, that's a good song. Did Emilio write that? He's a good. I like his stuff. Why do you think I called the Ducks Gloria and Emilio? Yeah. It's one of my favorite albums. It's because I fell in love with a Cuban woman in the service. I'm still in love with that Cuban woman in the service. And as I go through my life, I will wish for her, his wife, all the sweet things they can find, all the sweet things they can find. Oh, yeah, always. Always and forever. Each moment with you is just like a dream. She danced with me at the Bragg NCO Club. She's wearing a white form-fitting dress though. She was wearing a dress that made my mouth start to walk. Dun, dun. And she didn't belong to Bad Man Jose. No, I was engaged to Yolanda Denise. Okay? Okay. And then she came back out in a nice little T-shirt and I didn't look at the panties too much. I was like, oh, her legs are so perfect. Her skin is like copper pin. She's practically perfect in every way. And she was always real self-conscious about her C-section scar. And I always told her, and she kept going on about it, and I would say, no, why? Wear your bathing suit thing. I wear one section. I want to see. If I saw that, if I was married to you and that was that scar, I would sit there and lay on the bed for hours kissing that, saying that's where Brian and Aaron came from. And in ancient times, I'd be crying over a grave right now. But now I'm living with the most beautiful woman in the world with two of the most beautiful boys I've ever known. I see exactly why that woman fell in love with me. Oh, hell, if any woman with half a brain would have fell in love with Little Earl. Okay. I see. I know exactly why Sergeant Montalvo fell in love with me, but I didn't. I was trying to pick up her self-esteem, say, okay, get a guy like this. Okay? You understand? Stop going out with those leg lifters that fuck around on their wives and don't say, if they do say the right thing, they don't mean it. They don't love Brian and Aaron the way I love Brian and Aaron. Everybody knows how much I love babies, and they don't love babies. They're crazy. All they think about is their penis. So the acts of sexual reproduction. But after the sexual reproduction, do they give them the Lord's Prayer and Psalms and Proverbs? Hell the fuck no. So they can't love the way I love. There you go. Go solve a crime. You're on Will Trent. Shut up. All right. Shut up, shutting up, rabbit. Right? Oh, Fimini, Bimini, Bam, Bimini. I'm tired. I'm tired. Okay? We shouldn't have these people acting out these crime scenarios of crimes of opportunity through economic criminal activity. Do you guys understand? Gosh, damn, they're dumb. Trust me, I am correcting artificial general intelligence. I am helping quantum computing reflect the glory of the soul, providing life to the mind, better than any person on a device, okay, connected to mass or social media on the entire planet. And if you don't believe that, okay, then you might be clinically insane, okay, and you might have to tell yourself how not to end up on a TV show where they hold food, housing, and other things hostage because we have a stressful and toxic environment through economic activity. It's insane. They had this video before I came in. Is it groundwater because we run out of groundwater? Well, let me explain it to you this way. When the ocean levels are rising, do you understand? When the ocean levels are rising, that means we're doing the bad things with the ground, where the fresh water goes to provide life for the human beings and the cows and the dogs and the pigs and the chickens and the chicken coops on Doppler Daves, you know. Okay, so it's in the Holy Quran, but I don't know if it's explained scientifically as well as I explain it, because the Holy Quran was written down by a bunch of mass murderers that own oil companies and build big, insane, insidious, ridiculous buildings to promote their ego. Like, hey, that's a pyramid. Hey, that's the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Hey, that's the Stifle Tower. Hey, that's the Great Wall of China. Hey, that's the great expression of egotistical, ecological disaster of my sex cult behaviors because I have bad brain activity over possibly 100,000 years. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to run for president. I'd also like to be elected Pope. I'd also like to have all the Nobel Prizes and then have all the women in the world show up to be the sire to my seed. I don't know if that's tangible. They really, after Stephanie injured my testicle and they chemically poisoned me, I think you'd have to, they'd have to take my whatever sperm are left working from all the chemical poisoning from your pervert scientists that are heroes and the problem solvers of your RCIs are out of whatever, and you need our drugs to make sure that you survive hell for another day. Okay? It's called healthcare. Okay. I really, really care. Don't believe them. Okay. Sun is shining. There's plenty of light. Yeah. But after I've been up crying all night, the sun's cold and the new day seems old since I lost my babies. Next time I'll be kinder. Will somebody please remind her? Oh, I'm the kindest person I ever knew. Well, because I'm the way, the truth, and the life, and I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. And why would you have a woman that's that pregnant being the first base coach? What if somebody hit a line drive and hit her in the gut area? Yeah. Boy, you police people on TV don't think too good, do you, Team Law? No. I would have her butt in the stands behind the stuff that keeps the balls from hitting anybody and say, no, nothing's coming near that baby. Nothing's coming near that baby. This is the Natty Big Bot Mama Lucky protector. The crummy cake protector from abortion. The helping make sure that Noah, Emily, and Natalie, and Kate were all born healthy because I was trying to do what I felt was best. So we didn't have a knot in the umbilical cord around the neck, or gestational diabetes. Yahweh. Earl, you're gorgeous. I know. You don't have to tell me twice. I know. I have to tell you how many times. Nida mía, no quiero saber. But you're on a propaganda TV show. You're a celebrity. You're an Church of Andy Warhol, right? How many arms have held you and hated to let you go? How many, I wonder. Lord, I really don't want to know. Just always make me wonder. And always make me guess. I won't wonder and or guess. We'll just live the Lord's Prayer, and we won't need the Rockefeller Foundation with a virtual presence in your house to maintain their economic status quo through inventions, money, and then all the shit that the espionage industry uses to keep money in your head, Zombie. Here's, buy my Kabbalah bracelets, right? Want to go to the Met Gala with me? I went. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams, right? All right, so when I give you a priceless opportunity to show up in here, okay, to talk to the people that you care about the most, you need to show up for the living Messiah and sing the Lord's Prayer from the mountaintop. Not the Lord's, but the real Lord's Prayer. Not the one that you guys all say and then say, yes, Jesus is God. He's going to save us all with satellites and images and the Mandalorian and another M. Night Shyamalan movie to pay our bills because Samuel Jackson's crazy, and then another George Lucas broadcast because we're all crazy. We'll see it in IMAX. Oh, Jiminy Crackers. Apples, peaches, pumpkin pie. You were dumb and so was I. Now we got new cell phones to tell the truth, but you just want to broadcast sex moans to feel influential with money doing softcore porn. That's the truth. You want me to lie to you? You think you're a super diva? Shit. You're an astronaut. No. You're an astrophysicist. No. You're a quantum physicist. No. You're a artificial intelligence engineer? I don't know. Okay. You're a nanoscientist. Nanos and nanonites and yeah, they were giving us all that with Ben 10 and all the shows that Noe was watching, and then Katie too. Yeah. They're cute. I miss them so much. If you don't have the same hopes and dreams and aspirations for other people's children as well as your own, you're a failure as a human being. Okay. Amy said I didn't put as much effort into raising Noah and the other kids as much as I did Patrick. I was like, you weren't even there when I was raising Patrick and having to deal with all the bullshit from his mom. Okay. And then you ran him out because you didn't want to deal with the bullshit of his mom. Even though I was willing to deal with a 6'5", 280-pound baby wife beater to protect Natalie from that 6'5", 285-pound baby wife beater. And when you moved in with me, I was 6 foot tall, 175 pounds. But I knew I kept a claw hammer on the kitchen counter thing over at Casamia's in case he bum rushed through the door, because I was going to put it through his temple as it went through the side of the wall. I wasn't going to play with the little motherfucker. I was just going to kill him. If he came in violent doing what he did with Amy while she was pregnant with Natalie, there wasn't going to be no overtime. There wasn't going to be no questions. I was just going to kill him. And then I thought, I didn't want to make it into a round thing because if he was going after a baby, yeah, I was going to make it quick. And I don't own a gun. But I do own a claw hammer. I got one in the cabinet over there too, yeah. Do the same thing with your Navy SEAL, Green Beret, British sassafras ass, if you came bum rush up in here to try to do harm to babies too, yeah, clawhammer right to the temple. Pow! Hey, look, we painted the wall. Jackson Pollock the wall. Like I told all them, like I told Gilbert's baby daddy, Edna's baby daddy, Gilbert's dad, you bring a gun to kill me, you better know what you're doing, or I'll use it to kill you. How many times have I said that to people? Yes, I will. I'll take it from your cold, dead hand and say, you shouldn't have brought it to try to kill me. Okay. But snipe me from a window? Yeah, Oswald. We know. James Earl Ray. You ain't earning the James, the Earl, or the Ray. Right? You're not a ray of shining hope. The eternal spirit of the Lord. And you're not the brother of Jesus, right? Oh, I can't forget tomorrow when I think of all my sorrow. When I had you there, but then I let you go. Now it's only fair that I should let you know what you should know. Life being eternal, grace being infinite. You don't think James understood that after they all stood by and watched Jesus get crucified? I think it would become very poignant, very clear. Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. I think the mythology is endorsed on you by the healthcare of the system that mass murders you and then gets you to assimilate to the disgusting conditions and calls it healthcare with cancer research. Okay, the cancer cells are replicating because of the toxins and the stress that are not stopping. Okay, propaganda, right? She's a cute girl, but she's making lots of money to be a propaganda tool bag. You don't find this the least bit depressing? You don't love women and children as much as I do? What do you think? You investigating in offices things that aren't real, that you're pretending are real? And so you'll make lots of money, but you'll have no idea what's whack and what's dope? All right, guys. But I love you. Oh, I love you. So let's post this one. Trust me, I'm fixing your artificial general intelligence and getting your quantum computing to reflect the truth of the glory of the soul, okay? That's trapped in your minds. You can't love your mind, but you can love one another. You can appreciate your mind by understanding the glory of the soul and then truly loving one another. I'm more intelligent than the assholes that engage in genocidal propaganda because they're addicted to it on TV, okay? Trust me. If you don't believe in me, you don't believe in Jesus Christ. That's not a bold statement. I just proved it to you. I'm a prophet.